I haven't had a cycle since I was 46. My 40s were kind of filled with a lot of stress and we had a lot of things happen. There was all these different things that I thought stress is going to cause, whether it was my body. I justified stress, making my body going into menopause earlier. So I tried taking control of it and doing other things that would like hopefully alleviate. And like how I met Lacey was I love spin class. Spin was probably my most mental safety, where I needed to release myself. It was the one place where I felt safe, and I killed it, and I never felt better after it. So I think that's where I started really getting frustrated with my body, because I've always been a little bit of a bigger person. I'm just naturally, my husband's never cared, but I tried not to care either because it's who I am. And I never wanted my girls to ever feel like they couldn't be anything but powerful. It doesn't matter their size. So here I am teaching, well, let's say 3 classes a week, which take extra, prep, and you have to make sure your conditioning's done. So I was teaching that. And then on the weekends, I was going to another studio to ride because they had longer classes, because I had to keep my stamina up. So on Saturdays and Sunday, I was doing 45-minute classes, 55-minute classes. Plus I was working with a trainer 2 days a week. So I was doing all the things that I thought that I was supposed to be doing. So I remember feeling overwhelmed and stressed, because like I would get to working out with my trainer and I'd be like, oh my God, I've been on the road all week, but here I am. Okay, I got to be doing this because this is what my body needs. It needs to keep moving. I'm eating every 3 hours. Like that's what we're supposed to do, I thought. And it was so frustrating, because one of your first women's clinic, I came up to you and we of course were in the look at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, how am I still so puffy? Like, how am I still thick? Like, I have no ways. How is this even possible? Like, how? I don't know what's going on with me, but I don't know what to do anymore. So maybe this is just what my body is and what it will be, and that's fine. Like, the only other time in my life where I lost any weight, whether it was more than 5 pounds doing a plan, was about 15 years ago. And we worked out 5 days a week with her doing weights. Plus I had to do another, I think it was an hour and a half of cardio every day. We could break it up into different sections. And I remember at the end of it, at 12 weeks, I said to my husband, like, I cannot eat 16 egg whites in a day and work out. Like, I just can't. I know some people.
It's not sustainable.
Got nothing to lose. My next step is I'm going to go get my waist done in Mexico.
And then remind me, what was your goal?
I was pretty skeptical because nothing for me up to this point has worked. So I was that 140, 150 was where I was in my younger years. You're like, that's a pretty lofty goal. And I'm like, meh. Well, I'll be happy if I can lose 10. So and for me too, like, I have always been petrified of the scale. I grew up in a house where, a generational house of, nobody wanted to have fat children. So that was always sitting in the back of my head. But like, I was always scared of the scale, because the scale tells a story that I don't want to know that I'm part of. So that was the hardest part for me. It probably, every time you wanted to weigh in on Fridays, like, that was my high anxiety. I think my little ring always told me, you're stressed right now. So I got to actually watch successes and confidence. So yeah. So then when we started on it, I'm like, okay, now I can make an actual goal.
You tell me how many pounds total that was that you wanted to lose. When I
started that would have been 55 pounds. Because I started when I weighed in, I was 205. So I was like,
wow, okay.
Oh my God, to get me to 50, this is going to be crazy. And then wham, it started just falling off. I have been in like chunks of weight categories that I haven't seen for 30 years. So I've now by the end of the 3 months, I hit the 170 mark in 3 months. But this was crazy that I did it with something that worked for my body. And I always say, I don't care what anybody does to lose weight. It was so incredible to find something that 35 pounds? Like what?
Give me an update of what things have been like even the last 3 weeks now that your coaching has been done. Are you still sticking to the program? Are you still having success?
So I did stick for the first couple weeks. I have just recently gone to Phoenix for 5 days with my girlfriends. So that trip was kind of a real taste of, I guess, the real world past this thing. Still used all the tricks of your first 2 bites are your protein. I definitely didn't follow the 5-hour windows as much. So when I got home, the scale was up 2.4 pounds because I ate a lot of cheesecake and I did a lot of other things. I think that's what the cool part about this program was, is like getting on the scale after I got home and seeing that's where it was, and knowing that I can go back to all those foods that I have since I've been back. Like we've been home for 4 days now, and just being back to eating my consistent 5-hour window things. I'm just going to give it a couple more weeks of just being a little bit more relaxed, and then I'm going to go.
Just makes it kind of like an easier lifestyle to follow. And having that, like, even for myself, like same thing, like I still follow those like 8 rules, right? Like I still, same thing, couple of bites of protein, making sure I'm getting, or first couple bites are always protein. And then I can feel it when maybe I've had too much fun. And then, I refer back to my own meal plan still lots, like months later, and, do all of that. And then you can easily get back into it, because I found like previous things that I've done, as soon as I like fall off the wagon, it is so hard to like get back in and get committed to it. Whereas I find this is just super simple. And then never mind having that like list of foods of like what works best for you.
And the biggest part is the sustainability of doing this program with the amount of foods that I have on my list. It honestly, like I remember showing one of my girlfriends at the beginning and she's like, "Oh, you're on a diet. You're on a diet." And I'm like, "No, I don't think so. Like, doesn't feel like one." And then I showed her my list of food. She's like, "Oh, it's not like a diet." And then learning other things about my body. Like what I learned the most about this program is I didn't realize I was that much of a gazer or a grazer. Cause like the first couple of weeks, my God, I was like hungry. Like this shouldn't be anything big. But knowing that I'd normally have a protein bar at hour 3 or a coffee in like at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So those pieces was interesting. And then knowing that like I haven't gone to a spin class in months and I don't even miss it. Like knowing that was also another thing that spiked my cortisol. Like I've always felt like you can do these things, but you have to incorporate so much activity into it. And with my job, I am on the road a lot. So my activity level is sometimes not even there in a week. So knowing that the scale was still dropping by something that I could control, like the food, knowing that I have control over one element of my lifestyle. When I add the activity in, the scale drops more, but knowing that I don't have to stress out about what I put in. So like I was saying to my girlfriend the other day, now that I have a complete control over my food, I can make that more of an effort because this all feels controlled now for myself.
Yeah. You're not managing stress or giving yourself that space to recover and to heal. And just like we take on so much, and we're empaths, and we like, we take care of everybody else's shit before we take care of ourselves. And it's really nice to have like you said, at least one part where you have a guideline and it works for your body, and you don't have to kill yourself at the gym, and you don't have to have all of those other things in order to be successful, because doing it all is not sustainable at all. So I'm really, really excited that worked that kind of like clicked for you, and that, yeah, you don't have to go and kill yourself at the gym anymore. And I mean, I'm always going to encourage daily activity for sure, but yeah, it's definitely different from other programs for sure. Just I want to kind of go over some of the non-scale victories real quick, because we have talked a lot about body image and weight loss and the scale. When you first started, there was that Pillars of Health review, and we looked at like nutrition, exercise, sleep, and stress. And I actually like you to scale them again. So in the beginning, your nutrition was a 5. So what would you kind of consider it now?
Yeah, I eat good. Like
Yeah.
I've had such a, I don't know, finding that like I bought myself a travel scale too. Like I'm getting a better visual on what I need to put in, but
Yeah.
I really had to choose to listen to my body. So at 7 o'clock, when I was starting to eat only these 3 meals and the weighing of it, I was tired. I just went to sleep. And then my body started sleeping for 9 hours. And when I would wake up in the morning, I had no crashes in afternoons. Like my energy levels stayed up all day. But I tell you, as soon as supper time was over, my body was ready to go to bed.
Yeah.
My finger tells me that I still sleep 8 to 9 hours a day.
Good. That's amazing.
So yeah, I'm waking up when my body is ready to get up versus.
Yeah. And then like lastly, stress, you marked it at a 7, and just curious if there's been any changes in that over the last 12 weeks.
My life is busy. It's just, it's a manageable stress now, but yeah, that's just how I roll.
Yeah. So when you were on your 12 weeks, it was like 32 pounds lost, 15.5 inches total.
So I've dropped like sizes. So I've gone from, was my jeans were like a 14 or 32, 30, 33 before I started. And last night, do not try to find jeans to wear to a rodeo 5 minutes before you need to leave after you've lost 35 pounds. Like everything was huge in my closet. So like I'm down to size 8'10", like a 29-30. So like that my wardrobe has shrunk. So those are the ways that I can gauge, but I'm still weighing in and I was after I did I feel proud of how I look. And like people say when they see me, they'll be like, oh my God. And people always say you glow. And I'm like, yeah, that's for me, that's more of a compliment than what size I am. It's how I'm carrying myself. I didn't realize my back would hurt when you lose that much weight, how you carry yourself differently. So just having to retrain different muscles on, instead of, I guess, carrying this enormous weight on my body before. But no, like I said, everybody needs to find somebody that works for them. And I have never felt so much better in my skin than I have. I honestly had no idea my body could ever respond to a program. So yeah, thanks for being the squeaky wheel and being like, hey, still want to do this program? I would have told myself, just saying to my husband last night driving to the rodeo, if I would have told myself at Christmas time this year that by the time it came for my 50th birthday, I would be over 35 pounds down, I never would have believed it. So to be going into my 50s next month, better than I went into my 30s and my 40s, is incredible. I am so glad to finally be entering a decade where I finally feel really great in my own skin. So I fell in love with your personality and your ability to just drive from your first class that I took. And you're just as passionate about what is happening in our worlds along with yours. So I think when anybody has the opportunity for you to listen to them and you to help them on their way, that is just who you are. So you have found your niche. I would leave your spin classes and my heart would be just like bursting with confidence in myself. Like the things that come out of your mouth are probably like mine, we just don't really think before it comes out.
A lot of F-bombs.
And I've appreciated that from you. I'm glad that you brought a program like this out for, as Brittany said, for life. Life happens every day, and to be able to function in our lives and still take control of how our bodies are going through all these different changes is pretty and cool to feel like you're actually in control of yourself. So yeah, I might have gone feral on some gummy bears at one point. And that week, the scale still went down 1.5 pounds.
I will let you go. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I'll talk to you all very soon.
Yeah.